UMassLowell versus the University of Notre Dame. That is Friday night at the TD Garden. It is the first of two semifinals in the Hockey East Tournament Championship. UMassLowell and Notre Dame in the first game. Providence and the University of New Hampshire in the second. The winners go on to the championship game on Saturday night. We are joined by Joe Pendenza, senior center iceman for the defending Hockey East Tournament champion Riverhawks. And Joe, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
A lot of fun to get the playoffs. I assume there's more pressure. Is it more fun as well?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more fun. You're playing for hardware at this point, and everything's all the stakes are raised, and there are a lot of tight games, one-goal games. Most of the games last week were all one-goal games too, so it's a lot more fun though playing in these games.
You're a Massachusetts kid. TD Garden hold a special place in your heart. Is it a special place to play?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up a Bruins fan, so I've spent many nights in there watching games. Me and my dad, we were there for the Ray Bork banner raising, so that was a lot of fun. Played there in Super 8 in high school when I was with Arlington Catholic, so a lot of memories there. And then obviously we won it all last year, so that just kind of adds to it. But just knowing who's played on that ice is a pretty cool feeling, being out there.
You won it all last year. What separates winners from losers at this point in the season?
Just the small details, keeping it simple. Usually the teams that keep it the simplest are usually the ones that come out on top. I mean, you look at the Stanley Cup Finals last year, those are between Boston and Chicago. Those are two teams that keep it really simple, keep it right to the point, and play hard, and that's really all it comes down to this time of the year.
Maybe the stupidest question I've ever asked, but when you say keep it simple, what do you mean?
Just not trying to do too much, not trying to stick handle when you're at the blue line. You're getting it behind their D, getting it deep, trying to grind them out. And when you're at your own blue line, you make sure you got to get that puck out. You can't give them any life or give them any easy goal-scoring opportunities.
When I talk to you and I talk to your teammates, you guys talk about believing in the guy who sits next to you in the locker room, and you guys talk about accountability. What does that tell me about this team?
We're a tight-knit group. We, in between my senior class, I think we'd all like to come back for another year. We like being around each other that much. But even just everybody in the locker room, we want to give it up for the guy next to us. We don't care who scores the goal. We don't care, who's making that pretty pass. We just want to do it for that guy next to us because we know in return he's going to give 100% every time.
How far can this team go? Do you feel as though this is a championship team?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I think everybody in the locker room believes that way. It's just a matter of putting it together on the ice. We can go as far as we believe we can go, So it's a long season, but as long as we keep it simple, and work hard, we'll come out on top.
You are this team's leading scorer, but I suspect if I asked you, is your job scoring, you'd tell me your job is a variety of things. So tell me, what is your job? Every time you step on the ice, what's your job?
Every time I go out there for another shift, it's just to play fast, use my speed to my advantage, play good defensively, and every once in a while I get a shot to the net and set up my line mates as much as I can. But it really comes back to using my speed and playing good defensively.
Does that speed come naturally, or is that years of working at it?
I'd say it's years of working at it and years of my dad drilling me to keep my feet moving. That was his common theme, was always to keep my feet moving growing up. So it's and then you get to high school and you start working out, and I always kind of focused on lower body, and power skating was a huge part. So today's game, you need to be able to skate. So it's a lot of work and a lot of nagging by my dad.
I've got to ask. Today you're doing this interview. Earlier we did a radio interview. Earlier you did a newspaper interview. I suspect there may be more of that at the Garden on Thursday when we practice. Is it harder at this time to stay focused with so many people pulling at your time, so many potential distractions?
I try not to let it be. I mean, there's a job that has to be done. I'm a pretty low-key kind of guy, and I don't really let much of it affect me. I don't like to get too wrapped up in the moment at the same time. When it comes game time is when I kind of flip the switch and say, all right, we got to focus on this game coming up. But I try not to think about it too much because then I just get too into the game and I don't usually end up playing good that way. So if I can keep it just when around game time, I'm fine with that.
Last year, UMassLowell won the Hockey East Championship. First championship banner in 29 years for the school. Now we're looking to do it 2 years in a row. Is the hunger the same?
Absolutely. I think it's maybe even a little bit more than last year. Last year we kind of, we won it and we were just like, wow, this is a pretty cool feeling. So coming back into this year, we want to feel that feeling again. It's an unbelievable feeling. It's truly speechless. When you're on the ice, you're celebrating with your teammates. There's no better feeling than that. So coming into this year, I think the common theme in the lockers is we want to feel that again. Like, we want to do it all over again. Like, we had an unbelievable time last year, so we want to try and make this year even better.
All right, let's do it again.
Thank you.
That is Joe Pendenza, senior center iceman, Riverhawks top scorer as well. UMassLowell, Notre Dame, Friday night at the TD Garden, a 5 o'clock start. The winner goes on to the championship game Saturday night. Thank you for joining us.